Hi, Marie here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a rose gold look, indeed. And yeah, I will list all the products that I've used so far in the description box. I did foundation, primer, all that kind of stuff. Primed my eyes with the Mabeline primer, which I'm not necessarily crazy about yet. I've tried it a few times and I'm not sure I like it. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I'm kind of ready to go. Before we jump into doing the eyes and all the good stuff, indeed, I wanted to share with you my drink. It's deliciously refreshing, indeed. So I'm not a fan of pop. And so I bought club soda. I wanted to kind of try make my own Italian soda. So I bought club soda, and then I really like the raspberry Starbucks flavor. And you can buy the big bottles at Starbucks in Canada for $12.95, and the pump comes for free. So it's a pretty decent deal. You get the pump, and I put a couple pumps of the syrup in with ice and then the club soda, and then I put lime juice in, and it's just sweet enough. It's just sweet enough to be sweet. But it's not syrupy like pop. So for a nice little treat, that's my drink. And maybe you'd like to try it. If you do, please let me know what you think. And if you find it as delicious as me. Okay, now we'll get started. I'm gonna just zoom you in a little bit closer and we'll go. Okay, so I have powdered my eye and primed it, like I said, with the Mabeline primer, and just used Nye Cameo Powder as my powder. So I'm kind of ready to go for the first transition color, and I'm going to be using this Revolution Redemption Palette Iconic 3, and it's a dupe for the Naked 3 palette. So just all these beautiful rose gold shades. So I'm going to start by just using this shade right here. It's the fourth shade in the palette. I'm actually going to do a halo eye. So I'm going to just take this all through the crease. Okay, then I'm going to take the exact same brush and I'm going to go into this next matte color. So here's the first shade I used right there, and then this is the second shade. So it's just slightly darker. And I'm going to take that a little bit lower in the crease. Make sure to not go higher, so it's better to keep your brush kind of pointed straight, because if you go like this, it's going to tend to go up more, or even bring it more like this, just so that you don't go too high. With a halo eye, it's better to keep it low on the eye, especially if you are hooded lids, or maybe it is for any look, I'm not sure. But I prefer to keep it lower on my eyelid. And then I'm just kind of taking the shadow, just whatever's left, just kind of doing it in the corner and here. And when you do in the corner, I sweep that way, like so I go right, or maybe it's left for you guys, but anyway, I go my right and then in like that, just so it kind of leaves a bit of a hole here. Okay, now I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to go into this darker shade right there. And I'm gonna just keep that right close to the deepest part of the crease. Now I'm gonna go into the deepest color, which is this chick color right down here. It kind of reminds me of a black cherry color. And I'm gonna use this really tiny fluffy brush, but I'm gonna more pack it on, so I'm just tapping it in, and then we're gonna go in to the eye. I'm gonna use my little mirror, and I'm just gonna tap it on, just kind of drag it. And I don't find these shadows to be the most pigmented. So I have to go in a bit with it, but I just build the color up until I get it to where I like it. Okay, so that's pretty good. I've got a little bit of fallout, so I'm going to go in with my big fluffy brush. So that's what I've got so far. It looks kind of crazy, but it'll work out in the end. Okay, now I'm using the same brush, but I basically cleaned it off. And I'm going to go back into, I think I'll actually go into this shade right here. It's a bit shimmery, not too much. And I'm just gonna kind of blend out the edges. So I'm gonna kind of just put it right on the edge of that halo and just kind of blend into it. Just so it, now I'm just gonna go in with my Morphe M200, my favorite brush, and I'm going to just blend this out, but I'm not going to, you don't want to blend up. You're going to keep the brush down because I don't want that dark color coming up, if that makes sense. I want to keep it where it is. See how that blended it out, but it kept it from going up onto the lid more. Now I'm just going to go in with that lightest transition shade and just kind of gently pat it along the very toppest part. Okay, now for the center part of my lid, I'm gonna actually use a NYX pigment 06, and it's called Stunner. And it's just a really nice rose gold color. But first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Jumbo Milk pencil just to lighten that up because I want it to just look as bright as possible. And then I'm going to go in with the glitter primer because I don't want to use MAC Fix Plus. What I find with pigments, and this is just me, I want this to look more sparkly than color, I guess, if that makes sense. And what I find is as soon as you put MAC Fix Plus or any sort of a mixing medium on a pigment, it instantly kind of blurs the colors together, and so you don't get that shimmer quite the same way. That's what I find anyway. So this is gonna be my little trick to keep the shimmeries as glittery as possible. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend this out just a little bit. I'm gonna take the NYX glitter primer, and I'm just taking the teeniest little bit on my brush. I'm taking the teeniest bit on my brush and proceeding to get it all over my eyelashes. So that did both my eyes, just in the center like that. Now I'm gonna just use this same concealer brush just because it's got a bit of the glue on. I took the sifter off of my pigment because it's just little holes and I think it's a big pain. So I'm gonna just pack it on the brush like this, and then I'm going to put it in the center. Oh, look at that. Look at that, people. Isn't it fantastic? A moment of silence for the fantasticness. I really went overboard and got way too much on this lid. Yikes. Okay, this lid definitely looks better than this one. I got way too much on this one. Let's see if I can brush some of it away. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. Now I'm going to just go in with that little tiny brush, and it's got a bit more of that dark color on, and just kind of clean that up, because inevitably when you've got a hood, the pigment transfers up. So I just want to clean it up. And then just to clean up my brow bone, I'm going to go into this lightest shade. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of start all over and do the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go into this lightest transition shade using this teeny weeny fluffy brush. Then I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm going to go straight into this dark shade. Now to do the inner corner highlight, I'm gonna use Kat Von D's Thunderstruck, and mine, I took it to my mom's for the weekend about a month ago, and the whole thing smashed. So I put it together with alcohol, but it's pretty delicate, so it won't be traveling with me ever again. Okay, so now that I've got the eyeshadow done, I'm just going to use my Essence Gel Waterproof Liner in black, and I'm going to tightline. Just so you know, I'm having problems tightlining, so I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out. I think I burnt my eyeballs because they're really watery these days. So anyway, yeah, I burnt my whole face. My face is actually peeling all over the place, so my shoulders, everything. But anyway, yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hard time because my eyes are watering so much. But we'll still give it a go. Yes, we will. Just take it and lightly smash it into the lash line. I just want to smoke the lower lash line, just the first little bit out a little bit more. So I'm going to take the dark color that I call dark cherry, and I'm going to just kind of pack it in here. Okay, so I just kind of went around it a little bit more with that dark cherry color because I find it had kind of de-intensified, if that makes sense. I think if I were to do this look again, I would definitely use MAC Fix Plus to kind of seal in the darker color, because it takes a lot of building up. So this is actually a really nice palette. I don't know how it compares to the Naked 3 because I don't have the Naked 3. I hear that the pigmentation is pretty darn close. But yeah, that's the only thing that I would say about it. I have used this quite a few times and it stays on, looks nice throughout the day. But I just find to get those colors dark enough, you really got to work at it. Of course, it could be because my skin's lily white too. So anyway, that's my rant, my little spiel. Let's move on to the rest of the face. I'm gonna put mascara on and false lashes, and then I'll be right back. And I've gone back to the Mabeline Falsies Push Up Angel because I just really, really love that wand. It's basically a comb and it's fantastic for me anyway. I don't know why, but it just works so good. I recently tried the Voluminous Paradise mascara by L'Oreal, and I really liked that one as well. But as far as being able to really get into all the nooks and crannies, I love this brush. So anyway, I'll be right back. So I've got my eyelashes on, I did my eyebrows off camera, and I'm trying something new. I'm just finding it here. I'm trying out the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Dark Brunette. So I haven't ever used a pencil, like one of these fine tipped pencils. So this is my second time using it. And yeah, I don't mind it. It's something different from the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and it just, they look a little bit lighter. I'm not the greatest at eyebrows, but yeah, that's what I'm trying out these days. So next is blush, and I'm gonna use this Laura Geller Baked Blush, and it's in Sateen Subtle Berry. So it's mainly bronzy, but it's got that little bit of plum in it. And I've already bronzed my cheeks with Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, indeed. So now I'm gonna just take this kind of up a little higher this time. Just a little bit of blush. A little bit of blush always ends up being a lot of blush on me. I can't seem to stop myself. I really can't. I am going to go in with my Becca highlighter in Pearl. Look at that. And we're gonna just hit the high points on my face. Okay, so I'm gonna start with MAC lip liner in Stone, and then I'm going to use this NYX lip liner. It's 854 Pale Pink. Then I'm going to use the Maybelline color 540 in Peach Buff. And then I'm going to use a plexiglass from Makeup Forever in the middle, and I think this is in the color Bare Baby. The number is 202. And I am done. I'm gonna just fluff up my hair and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final look. Those are the eyes. I always do that. I always do this face. I'm not sure why. But anyway, this is the makeup. What I love about doing rose gold looks is that, first of all, I think it just looks super soft and feminine, summery, but also it makes my eyes pop. So yeah, that's why I happen to like them quite a lot. And I liked doing the halo. This palette, it's a really decent palette for the price. Like, I paid $6.80 for it on the damn website. Definitely would prefer to pay that amount of money for this palette as opposed to however much the Naked 3 palette is, and you get the same sort of looks. I love this NYX pigment. The next one I'm gonna try is Old Hollywood, I think it's called, and it is just gorgeous. So I can't wait to get my hands on that. There's a NYX store in West Edmonton Mall now, and so like, I went in there and seriously, it was all I could do not to start screaming. I just start to vibrate as soon as I'm around makeup. I just love it so much. But anyway, that's it. This is the look. Hope that you like it. If you have any thoughts or questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, or give this video a thumbs up. And what else do I need to tell you? Over the summer, my videos might be quite sporadic. Like, this one didn't get up in time. I try to upload on Mondays and have the videos out for you Monday afternoon. But yeah, right now we're gonna have to do some fixing to the house. So we're not even going to be in the house for quite a lot of August. So it'll be kind of hit and miss, and then things will be back to normal in the fall. But if I'm not uploading actual makeup tutorials or that kind of thing, I may try to do some vlogging in the interim and then just throw those up for fun a little bit later on. So that's it. Well, I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm having a great summer so far. I hope that you are too, and we'll talk to you soon. Good stuff. I'll link all the products that I used below.